Hey, buongiorno everybody. We're gonna have some fun today. So we're doing some sort of cooking, but we're not cooking food, but we're doing something that is from the kitchen, from the heart, and it's something nice to put on your table. So it may look a little bit like I've got this cluttered counter in front of me here, but in just a second, I'm gonna explain to you what everything is. We're gonna have some fun. How often do you guys buy candles? You spend an arm and a leg on them, like, I'm not going to name brands, but you know how expensive a candle can be. A candle like this can be, $10, $12, $15. If you go and get a cheapy one, you don't know what kind of wax it is. The wicks are funny. You got to make sure you got the right kind of wicks because you don't want the ones with lead in them. It's something we all like, but it's something that actually costs. But now, so here's one I've got, and it's down to like an inch. And pretty soon it's going to get down to here, and then it's going to be done. There's going to still be wax in the bottom. How many of you end up into the candle like this? So look at it. Actually, I really love this one because it's kind of funky looking. But this was from Pier 1, so it was a good candle. These were, I think these were soy candles, and it had a pure cotton wick. The wicks are usually coated in wax too a little bit, but that's just so they stand up at the beginning like this. But anyway, but then you end up with a candle like this and you're not going to burn it anymore. So what happens? You throw it away. But you know what? This thing still smells good. And this is a good chunk of wax. So we're going to make candles today. So this is some wax. This is soy wax. So it's not, petroleum based. It's a little supposedly healthier. Because you don't want to be breathing in bad things in your house. You want it to smell good, but at the same time, you don't want it to be killing you. I got this on Amazon. No kidding. This is 10 pounds of wax. Look at, you know how many candles this is? This is a big bag. For like 10 bucks. So for the cost of one candle, I'm going to make a whole bunch of them. So, I keep this, I don't use this old non-stick stuff anymore, but I keep this one pot for random junk that I don't eat. We'll put whatever. So actually a good old non-stick pot is good for the candle wax because it cleans out easy. You can, they actually sell like these tall ones so you can melt a whole bunch of wax at once. It's got a little pour spout on it. And if you want to spend the money and buy another pot just for candle making, if you're going to do it all the time, then it's worth it. I actually have one. Don't know where it is because I think it's still packed in a box with some of my other craft stuff. But I use, I use these ones a lot. So now, how do we get, this is just plain wax, how do we get the smell in the wax? Well, we have essential oils. So like I've got a peppermint one here. I have one, this is Young Living, which I actually sell that too. This is one called Valor, and it's just such a nice, invigorating smell. Gonna be awesome in a new candle. I've got another one that's eucalyptus. I love eucalyptus. And then I've got some of my kitchen oils. I've got cinnamon, I've got vanilla, I've got coconut, and I have one that's this Italian one, Mille Fiori, which is million flowers, which is also a really nice, refreshing scent. Not only a nice essence in cookies and things, but a really nice scent for a candle. So you can use your cooking oils, you can use essential oils, to give it scent. You can stick some cinnamon sticks in the, in it and leave them in there or take them out, but you can use cinnamon sticks. You can use a regular dry spice if you want, give it some color to float around. You can leave them white or you can color your wax. So how many of you are crazy like me, even though my youngest child is 19, and I still have a box of crayons? Who still has a box of crayons? Whether they're whole ones or broken pieces, but dropping some crayons in your wax will give it color. So if you have some old broken crayons, don't throw them away. They're still good for something. Also, you can just throw in a bunch of, break up a bunch of candles, throw it in a jar, and then pour the clear wax on top, and you'll have like this cool, funky, you know, colored crayon candle. You can break them up in little pieces and just make it look like, you know, rainbow colors, or you can do a color scheme of, you know, orange and yellow and red, like a sunrise, or blues and greens, or whatever, just using your candles. This is free wax now, because really, what are you going to do with these? That's that. We're going to use some of these today. So now, containers. Let's talk about containers. So I get this little yogurt once in a while. It's called Wicks. They're so cute, and they come in these cute little jars. They're glass, and they have a foil lid. But when you clean off the label, which actually peels off nice and easy, you have these really cute little jars. Perfect candle jars. You can also use the leftover jar from another candle that you paid good money for, because I'm sure you have a few of those lying around. These make a great like vase for a, you know, bunch, or that makes a great new candle holder. This was also one that I had, somebody gave me a little candle and used it up and cleaned it out and reuse it. You can also use jars with lids on them. So like this one was like, I got some kind of little jelly or jam in it, and it's got like the cool sides on it. I've used it for different things. Right now I'm going to use it for a candle. And these are nice smooth ones. I wanted to actually make one of these for Carlo because he loves candles. He's always trying to snag mine. And this is a jar that he gets, there's some shop here in Ocean City where he gets kombucha that they make, and I love this. It's a nice smooth jar, and I figured, well, I'm going to make him a kombucha candle. Well, not really. It's going to be a candle in a kombucha jar, but he loves these jars, so I might do that. You know, and then again, when this one gets used up, I'm going to refill it. Just need a new wick. Candle making has been going on since like the dawn of time, because, you know, between burning oils back in the day, and they had to put them in something, and then they learned about the wax, and actually it used to be, I think, lard and tallow, and I didn't do all my research. I just know how to make a candle. So anyway, all right, so I'm going to warm up my pot here. You don't want to do it too hot. It doesn't take much to warm this stuff and to melt it down. So I'm going to make a little bit at a time, because I want to make some different colors. So I'm just going to put, let's see, I don't know, a couple cups in here. Now, one of the things you can do is you can put in, like, say I want to make a yellow candle and a green candle. Well, I can put the yellow in, pour some off, and then throw the green on top of it, and it'll, you know, overlay and overpower and suck up the yellow. So things like that. I can also throw this in. I'll peel the bottom sticker off, and I can throw this in. Now, there's a little metal thing in the bottom that holds the wick down at the bottom of the jar. But you can put it in there. It'll melt off, and then you can just pick it out. So it's kind of, okay, maybe this isn't, oh, it is coming off easy. I thought it was for a second there, see? It just, even the little sticker smells good. So see, you can see the little metal thing at the bottom. So now, this bag of wax that I got actually was like a kit, because it actually came with wicks. So I've got a whole bunch of wicks here, and this is a wick holder. So I can stick this on top of the jar, and it'll hold the wick centered. You know, you can use a but not a toothpick, because it's too skinny, too little, but you can use like any kind of little stick. You can use a popsicle stick or a skewer, and just put it across and, you know, kind of tie the, you know, or lean the wick up. This one actually, because it's got a little slot, you know, you can put the wick in and slide it over, and it holds it standing up, so that way you don't end up with a wick that's sideways. But there's lots of ways to do that. You can use a twisty tie, you know, just twist it around the middle and tie it around the edges. You can be creative on that. Now, this little set did come with some little stickers that they're sticky on both sides, and I can stick it to the bottom of that little metal thing, and you know, it'll stick it to the bottom of here, and it'll stick to the bottom of the jar to hold it in the middle. But you can also buy plain wick that's not waxed like this already. This was just such a good deal. I mean, it was a good deal for the wax, and it came with the wicks. I'm like, I'll take it. Oh, goodness, that's liquidy already almost. So now, the other thing I was going to say is there is wick special, I mean, I don't know, I haven't actually looked it up, but you can use any kind of twine. I think that there's specific ones that will last longer and burn better, so just make sure you're using the right kind. But you can just use a paper clip at the bottom of the candle, and that can hold it down, and you can tie your string up. So, you know, back in the old days, they made candles, and, you know, something fun I remember doing with the kids, we went on some school trip was like I think it was the one we went to the Indian Village, Waterloo. It might have been Waterloo Indian Village in up in New Jersey. But they have the big, you can make a big pot if you want to have, like, for example, if you do get one of those tall candle pots and it's deeper and you have it full, you dip the wick down into it and you let it dry for a second. You keep dipping it. Those were dip candles, and it keeps building and you end up with, a taper. Now, if you're very careful with it, you can obviously carve it, scrape it, or just use it as is. You just got to make sure you get that bottom so it'll fit into a tapered candle holder. Okay. So this is almost, I'm going to use one of my, use one of my stainless steel spoons because these clean real easy. This is actually just about completely melted. And that's on low. That was really quick. So let's see. Let's pick a color and a scent. I want to make one of these a Valor. So I think because the label's purple, I think I'm going to pick a purple crayon. What is this one? Let's look. I can see the color, but I want to see what, oh no, that's blue. I can see really good. Okay. So let's take one of these. I'm going to take the skin off. The skin. Yeah, I guess it is almost like a skin. It doesn't want to come off. All right, here's some breaking off. There we go. All right, let's see. Oh man, those are melting already. Wow, that was fast. I guess hot wax is hot wax. Let's put the whole thing and make it nice and deep. And you can do all kind of fun stuff. For example, if you get seashells from the beach, you can stick them in the side and have seashells at the bottom. You can do rocks. You can do whatever you want in the bottom of your candle. Wow. This is, so I don't know if you can't see it because it's dark, but it's a pretty purpley color. I'm sure it'll look a little darker when we're done. All right, put my little crayon box away. And let's play with this. I'm going to turn this burner off for a second. Now, what I did was I took a plastic container out of the recycling. Hopefully I'm not going to melt it, but I think it'll be okay. Because what I want to do is use this almost like a funnel so I can pour it in without making, since that's a pot that doesn't have a spout on it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take one of these little stickers, and you don't really need a sticker. I mean, you could use a dot of glue or a dot of rubber cement, or just hold it still for a minute. It'll be fine. But these came with it, so I'm going to use them. So I'm going to take this little sticker thingy off. I'm going to put it on the bottom of here. And I'm going to stick it in the middle. Now see, this is a lot longer wick that I'm going to need for this candle. So ultimately, really, I could use this for another little candle, like little tea lights or something. But for right now, I'm going to leave it on here and I'll trim it afterwards, because that's how it burns most evenly. Okay, isn't that cute? All right, so let's see if I can do this without melting the house down. I can probably pour it in here. Let me see. Let's see how talented or not I am. Oh, wait. I didn't put the scent in. Ooh, wow, that's nice. I'm going to put a little eucalyptus in it too. Make this a real, oh yeah. Just a couple drops is all you need. This stuff is, constant. Oh, that's going to smell so nice. All right. Just got to be careful because I'm going to hold this up straight and I'm going to put this thing on it. And just use that as a holder. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So that's completely liquid, but look how purple it is with just, 3/4 of a crayon. Oh, wow. I'm excited. And it smells good. Now this one I don't think is going to fill this one up. So this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna make this one layered. So after this cools off, I'm gonna put in a different color on top or something. All right, let's try this. Oh, might make almost a whole crayon. Not quite. Ta-da! Look at that. Using up your old candles. You can, if you have a little bit of this one, I could, pop this out. Take a butter knife and you slide around the candle wax and pop it out. If you have the bottom of a candle that doesn't want to come out, throw it in the freezer for a little bit because then it gets hard and it shrinks and it'll much easier pop out. Just be careful using a knife or something. You don't want to break the glass. But this is going to be a nice big one afterwards. But I'm telling you, save your little jars. And you really got it. Oh, just for the heck of it, these little Wii, O-U-I, the French, they're by Yoplait. But they're, it's a little French style yogurt. They have a little fruit in the bottom. But they are just the cutest little jars. They're a little bit expensive, but they're worth it to get the jars because then if you had to buy these little jars, it would cost you more than the yogurt. So you get that. But anyway, so I just wanted to have some fun today. And, ooh, my candle's melting. I'm going to have some fun with you guys and do something different in the kitchen. And see, as I'm always talking about coming back to the table, it's always so cozy. And it adds a sense of something special even on a normal day to have a candle lit on the dinner table. And it doesn't have to be tapers and be all that, and tapers, those are nice, but honestly, they always worry me that they're going to fall down or whatever. But even a couple candles in some little jars on the table. It smells good. Use a little of that aromatherapy. For me, aromatherapy is food, but candles are nice too. But having a candle on the table just ups everything. And even the kids, when they were little, they always loved when we had candles. It just makes everything seem more festive. This is going nice. I guess okay, so now watch. I'm gonna take my cool Italian tongs. They're like little tweezers. And I'm just gonna pull out this old metal piece. I don't know if I can reuse that. I'm gonna figure that out. Okay, there we go. I don't think there was anything else, just that. No wick, because it all got burned. There we go. So that's pretty cool. And then this stuff cleans off really good. Use cold water and you can pop it off, and then use hot or hot water will melt it off. So either way. But it's not a lot and it's not waxy and it doesn't ruin all your good stuff, because it does come off. But anyway, like I said, having candles at the table makes things more festive, encourages, the setting of the table. It gets the kids excited about setting the table. So, these are fun things to do at your kitchen counter, at your stove. Use up the old, don't throw broken crayons away, man. That's a candle color. I love these purple ones. This is really exciting. It's my favorite color. I want to smell it. Oh, they're hot. Yeah, I can definitely smell that. And it doesn't smell like a crayon. It smells like essences. Essences, oils. I really want to do one now. I want to do the Mille Fiori. Now, this next one, I'm actually that one is already scented. I just love this. That candle that I just melted, that was the bottom, is already scented. So I'm just going to mix some plain in with it and kind of reuse that scent because it was a pretty strong one. So, all right, that's almost completely melted and it had color to it. So, then I save a crayon. Oops, there was a little piece of wick in there. Hold on. A little piece of something. Oh no, it was just a piece of wax that didn't melt. I just moved it around and made it melt. All right, so we're gonna make this be a little bit more. There we go. It was a little chunk of wax. Go for a second. Let me get another, Which one shall we do? Let's try this one. It'll be pretty in red. And honestly, the jars are nicer because if you, I mean, you should never let your candles melt so that this whole thing is liquid. Because basically what happened, you know, you should keep them, once they get about an inch or so of completely liquid, blow them out, light a different candle, blow them out, let them cool off completely and solidify again. First of all, the more melted they are, the faster they burn. Secondly, you know, if it melts all the way down and you end up with a piece of hot wick at the bottom with nothing, you know, in case, depending what surface you're on, you don't want to crack the glass, have, you know, wax with a wick that's lit, slide out. So always be careful with your candles. All right. See, this still has a really nice, strong aroma. So let's do this one. You know, I think that's not going to be enough to fill that. Let me just melt just a smidge more. Look at this. I feel like I'm Chef Candle. Literally, it's done. Okay. I think that's going to be better. Boop, 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 boop. Look at that. Perfect. You know what I did? I didn't put the wick in. So this one, all right, so here's, you know, back in the old days, they did not have stickers at the bottom of their candle things. They just laid them down there. Let me just make sure this is nice and straight. See, because it's got wax on it, it's got a little, but as soon as I put it in there, that wax gets soft. So let's see. Let me get a twisty tie. Hold on, let's get creative. These are the best. These twisties are the ones you get like on your vegetables. I'm telling you, straighten them out. This is what I do. I straighten them out, I roll them up, and I keep them in my drawer because they have so many good uses. You know, the twisty ties you get with your garbage bags or whatever, they're never long enough. So these always work for something. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to tie this twisty around the top of my candle wick. Ta-da! Look at that. And then I'll be able to tie it. Okay, let's see. I can just... See? And I made it stand up by holding it onto, you know, over the side. Actually, this one's not all the way down. There we go. Uh-oh. Ooh, that's hot. Okay, and there it is, standing up straight. So there's lots of different ways you can figure things out. You know, if you want to wait and only use your little, you know, some kind of something that you get with a kit like this. But I will post a link to this set that I bought, because like I said, it was not very expensive. It was cost of one expensive candle, and you can make how many candles out of this. So again, you can reuse old wax, you can add some wax to bits of old if you have a scent you really like. Don't you hate when you have a candle that smells so good and then it ends and it was a gift, you don't know where it came from or whatever? I mean, unless it's a specific name brand. But you know, it's a lot of fun. So this is a great way to reuse and recycle jars and old wax from old candles. Because even these I'll reuse, because they'll get to the bottom, they'll be 1/4 of an inch, and I'll just put it back in the pot with some other wax and keep going. So there's always some use for it. You'd obviously burn some of it out, but that's that. So put some candles on your table tonight. That's an order. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Ciao.